Hi Leo, and welcome to your reading from July the 1st to the 15th. And also what I've got on my channel is a collective reading for the next 2 weeks as well. So my intention is to try and keep the personal readings out of the collective readings. I do understand it's all the same thing, Leo, but I found I still have a need to bring some sort of personal message. Okay, so we're going to try it. We're going to see how it goes. It was something that was recommended to me, and we're going to give it a go. So, the two Lenormands that you pulled, first the cross, and then the stairway. Okay, so the cross is a little bit like the death card. So if any of you have been going through any sort of bereavement, Leo, let me send my condolences, okay? The cross is a sort of representation that there's been some sort of suffering, Leo, okay? And yeah, there's been some sort of suffering. I don't really need to add to that. The interesting thing is, as you move through July, you go to the stairway. So the stairway is 22. 22 is the master number. And this is about a choice that needs to be made. And this is the choice to move your life forward in a direction that's going to lead to a very, very, very different place. I'm going to ask for one more Lenormand for you about what this is about. Okay, so you get the boat. This is some sort of movement, voyage, news, journey, some sort of change. It's a little bit like the Six of Swords card, which takes you from one place to another. See, most people, it tends to be some sort of dark night of the soul that creates change, Leo, okay? It's almost a universal process. Not many people wake up jumping for joy and go, I'm going to go and change my life. There tends to be a process of, they call it sort of involution that leads to evolution. And this clearly is your process right now. Deep breath. First reading of the day. And I'm like, okay, it's only 8 in the morning. So let's see. What I will say is August is obviously your month. It's the month where I'm going to make some changes, okay? So the sun will be in the 12th house for you, in the natural zodiac. That's a very, very introspective house. When we close cycles, so when we get to our solar energy, we birth a new cycle. And it was very, very clear in that reading that there's some sort of ending process, which tends to bring some sort of suffering, Leo, leading to some sort of choice and some sort of voyage and some sort of movement, okay? So I'm going to do this reading for you. I'm trying to talk to my cards to remind them that they're going to get a chance to talk about the collective energy next, okay? Oh, give me a minute. I want to shuffle again. First reading of the day. One more cut. So please give me messages for Leo. Although I think that was a really powerful message already. One more cut actually. Okay. So let's see what's going on. You've got the devil behind you with the Two of Cups. Oh, sorry. I wasn't... I promise you that wasn't any sort of laughter. The Two of Cups is obviously about a relationship. When it's with the devil, it can feel that the impulse is not working properly. For some of you, this can be a Capricorn. The devil is the lovers back to front. there's so many ways to read this card, and sometimes that's the difficulty with getting a general message across. Sometimes it's the lover's energy that's got a little bit stuck, basically. But let me carry on and we'll find out more, because what you want is Magician, all the aces, the gift is Temperance, the challenge is the Four of Wands. So it's showing up in your relationships, the Ten of Pentacles. So that's a really nice card showing up in your relationships. So this doesn't necessarily mean that a relationship's been challenged, although by the looks of that the cross card, it can be feeling of things are stuck. But you've got the Ten of Pentacles showing up here in your relationships, the most stable, the most secure card possible. It's a great card of wealth, by the way. Money and work, you get the Death card. So it looks like some sort of change around, can be again money, work, how you generate a living. Three of Pentacles at a soul level, which is beautiful because this is beginning to work as a team. Then you get the Nine of Wands. So this is the 15th with the King of Wands. So there's no aces and there's no majors turning up, which simply this means, Leo, that you're in a cycle that's not fully completed itself. Now don't shout at me. And that's going to be the case when your sun is in the 12th house. There's a completion cycle which leads to the first house, and when I do turn over, you do get the Wheel of Fortune. So that's about timing. It's a 10. It is a completion card. And by the looks of it, Leo, what you're looking for is some sort of empowerment and some sort of new beginning, because the Magician holds the 4 aces. So the aces are always about the new chapters of our lives. Because it's a number 1, there's a feeling here that that you might have to be very self-empowered. To be a fixed sign, Leo, means it's your destiny. We don't always love having to be the leader as a fixed sign, but that is probably a job that you'll find consistently comes back to you, to have to take the lead in situations. Because you want the Magician, it looks like to me that you've sort of maybe resigned yourself to the fact that you just have to be the one that takes the lead. You're getting help from someone, because Temperance is the gift and the Ten of Pentacles in your relationships. So the Temperance card is obviously a Sagittarius. It might not be about a person. It might be, the Temperance card is about balance, okay? It's about keeping your head above water. I think a very important message, Leo, is about trusting your intuition. A lot of people believe spiritualizing our life takes massive, massive effort. And really what it comes down to is following your intuition at all times. This sort of fiery knowing in your belly. And it's so incredibly challenging to be that way, because if you think of that Lenormand card, is it there? You're a boat and you're flying on water. You're sort of flying in the air. So sometimes when we trust our intuition, we're being asked to take leaps of faith. We're being asked to trust when we cannot see ground under our feet. It's very, very much, but that's simply how we spiritualize our lives. By deciding one way or another, we're going to trust this intuitive knowing that leads us and guides us. Again, for some of you, this might be a Sagittarius person. If not, You have some very powerful intuitive wisdom, because Sagittarius rules Jupiter, which is the intuitive function. Okay, the challenge is the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is about stability, security, the ground under your feet. It's the image of a dragonfly. So it's the image of having gone through some change process which has led you to this new chapter. It is the challenge, because by the looks of it and because of the timing, I would more assume that this is something that's in process. So what you're moving towards is this threshold, this gateway. And that's why it's coming across as a challenge. Listen, let me just carry on. I'm sort of losing my words a little bit. Ten of Pentacles in your relationships. So this is quite often about finances, security, stability. Really, really nice card to show up there. And it's with the Three of Cups. So there's a lot of celebration going on here. I think the celebration seems to be about a financial issue. And a financial issue that looks like it's going to be very, very positive for all people concerned. The Death card in your money and work. This is some sort of change that's going on, Leo. And even though you're managing to keep your head above water, a lot of people, I mean, the Death card to me is some sort of evolution that's happening, okay? A lot of people don't like seeing the Death card in their relationships or their finances, so I will clarify. What's the Death card about? You get the Ace of Cups. Gosh. This is clearly some sort of change that's going on, but the Five of Wands is with it, and there seems to be a real head and heart decision. The Five of Wands is a great change card. All the fives are. It tend to be people's not popular cards, because a lot of us don't like change. Well, most of us don't like change, but we don't get to evolve without changing, which is very interesting, because that's what your challenge is. There's some sort of change that's wanting to happen here, some sort of breakthrough to a new chapter. There's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of fear. The Five of Wands is the card of angst. So it's about looking into the Death card and feeling only fear. Okay? Which is why people don't tend to make changes, even though their intuitive guidance is shouting at them. But look, this is my card of, I call it adorable karma, because in a lot of esoteric traditions, there's no such thing as good and bad karma, because bad things lead to good things and good things lead to bad things. But there's adorable. The Ace of Cups and probably the Sun card, maybe the Star card, are my cards of this adorable energy. Some sort of protection happening to you. Sometimes we need to breathe it in, Leo. Sometimes we need to have this Temperance card when it's like, oh my gosh, I feel I'm floating on water. I can't feel this ground under my feet. I'm in some incredible change process. But one way or another, I'm going to breathe in this energy. And I'm going to believe that I'm being guided, I'm being protected, and that all is well in my life. Deep breath. Now let me carry on. It's a bit complicated reading here. The Three of Pentacles at a soul level is a fantastic card, because it talks about working as a team. So pulling together as a team to try and it's about cooperation, collaboration, working as a team to pull the resources, to pull the practical parts of your life together. I think for some of you, with the Devil and the Two of Cups, there's been a feeling of, it can, I mean, it's good different for everyone, but it can be a feeling of something being incredibly stuck. This is a very unstuck card, because it's very much based on, let's work this out. Let's seek a point of resolution around whatever this Pentacles is about. It can be about work, it can be about anything. It's about how you work as a team. Now, you've got the King of Wands looking at the Nine of Wands. So, I mean, Nine of Wands is still a card about limit lines and boundaries with this King of Wands, okay? It doesn't have to be a person. This can be your own energy. And it's very much like, I mean, the Magician's what you want. So the Magician's a really powerful, generating, initiating, manifesting card. These two are also, the Nine of Wands is sometimes about putting limit lines down, saying this far and no more, this is what needs to happen, and this is what's going to happen. With great compassion, Leo, we always bring great compassion, because every single one of us are going through a universal process. So we can only ever have compassion to other people. But I think this, for some of you, is putting some limits down, owning your own power, about what your soul needs to happen. But because Temperance is the gift, there's already a feeling that's an intuitive guidance for you. The Four of Wands is a challenge. It's a dragonfly, which is somewhat, it's an energy of some energy that's transformed itself from one cycle to another. I wouldn't say you were completely there, Leo. Okay? I think you're in a great change process. I think you look a little bit stressed. I think you've got some massive support coming from somewhere. Probably through your relationships. And a desire to pull your energy together. But these two, I mean, this might be another person, but if these cards were mine and I was a Leo, I'd be standing very much in the center of my wheel and saying, no more. This is what needs to happen in this situation. And I'd gear my energy up towards making that happen. You then get the Wheel of Fortune, which is Fortuna, something to do with timing, because sometimes it's that sort of command and demand energy. So it's a quality of yoga, and very, very much when we absolutely, we don't demand, but we command on an energetic level for the universe to begin to support us. It's almost like, okay, I can do this, but I cannot do that. And we absolutely have this energy of commanding support, commanding good fortune, commanding some sort of breakthrough to get our lives to this next level. And that seems to be what it's about. I think there's some sort of choice that needs to be made. But the three of Pentacles would say that there's a coming together to make the choice. But you might have to have limit lines down about what you need and what you refuse to... what you refuse to make do with, what you refuse to not allow in your life anymore. That's what the energy of command is. That's what the King of Wands is about. That's what Leo's about. That's what this fiery power is about. You have some incredible intuitive guidance leading you at the moment, because that's what Temperance is about. If you want to grow it, you have to listen to it at all times. It can sometimes be scary. Actually, it's probably always scary. But if you take that step, the next step automatically becomes revealed to you. And in such intensity in the world at the moment, I would say most of us are only being led step by step. And we need to jump a little bit into that abyss and trust that there's an energy that's going to catch us, that loves us, that protects us. Leo, just imagine you've got something unique to bring to this world, and the world will not be complete until you bring it. And then you work with the energetic level to bring that forward. Okay, Leo? Much love. Much, much, much love. And do check out the collective reading for me, would you? Because I found people are getting readings and it's not just one person. It's not all this fighting and so if people support it, I'll keep doing it. Okay, lots of love. Bye.